Hey, what's up guys, I'm back in the video, and today I'm going to be getting to why the Cleveland Cavaliers need to trade for Kemba Walker. I'm going to be giving in reasons why it makes sense for the Charlotte Hornets to make the trade, why it makes sense for the Cavs to make the trade, the trade package itself. So yeah, I'm getting into a whole bunch of stuff and why they just need to all-around trade for Kemba Walker. So without further ado, without me rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to get into is the trade package itself, and what I think a fair trade package could be, and something that the Charlotte Hornets would be able to agree to, is Nicholas Batum and Kemba Walker for Kevin Love, George Hill, Larry Nance Jr., and the 2018 Atlanta first-round pick. It is top 10 protected, but hey, you never know because it's swapped for the best, so at worst they get Cleveland's pick. So I mean, it kind of works out either way. So I think that's gonna be a very fair trade package. I'm gonna be getting into that very soon. But the first thing I'm gonna get into is why it makes sense for the Cleveland Cavaliers. One reason why I think it makes sense for the Cavs is that it would complete their backcourt. The Cavs just drafted Colin Sexton with the number 8 overall pick, and he is the the first half of this backcourt, and they're probably going to play him at shooting guard if they do get Kemba Walker. Colin Sexton's a very good scorer. He was one of the top prospects in the entire NBA, and that's why they took him in the 8th. And I think he was like a LeBron actually liked Colin Sexton like LeBron. So I think that's a big reason why they drafted him, maybe to influence LeBron to come a little bit more. And they were actually able to like really fill a much needed spot at J.R. Smith. They fill out that shooting guard spot very bad, and I think Colin Sexton's going to do that very good. Obviously, if they don't get Kemba, he's going to stay at the point guard, but if they do get Kemba, then boom, now he's probably going to end up being a shooting guard. And now, if they got Kemba though, then that would completely complete, nice English, Cody, but it would complete their backcourt, as now they would have Kemba Walker and Colin Sexton and they would both probably, I think they would complement each other's game very good, as Kemba Walker can do a little bit of everything. He's a very good scorer. He averages 20 points per game, but he can also get his teammates involved, in which is why he averages 5.6 assists per game. I think like he's definitely a much better point guard than Colin Sexton will be, because Colin Sexton does not pass nearly as good. I think he only averaged like 2 assists for Alabama. He's not a very good passer. He's more of a ball-dominant shooting guard, and that's why I think they would put Colin Sexton as shooting guard to end up scoring more, and let Kemba Walker get everybody involved just a little bit more. But now my second reason why it makes sense for the Cavaliers is that it's going to attract LeBron James. Kemba Walker, obviously, he is no Kyrie. He's not as good as Kyrie, but he's still an all-star level player, and he's an elite point guard in this league who can score at will and would be able to just help a lot on the defensive and offensive end, which LeBron needs help a ton. LeBron completely carries them offensively, and defensively they're just completely and utterly awful. They're just a terrible defensive team. Kemba Walker is a decent defender, and he's definitely athletic enough to play defense, so I think he will definitely be able to help on that defensive end for him. And I mean, another thing that's going to attract LeBron is that they have one of the highest prospects in the draft. I mean, Colin Sexton, I think is going to be the steal of the draft, actually. I think he's going to be a very good scorer, kind of like an Andrew Wiggins type player, a very good scorer. Wiggins had a down year, but like a normal Wiggins year to where he can score about 20 points a game. Just an all-around beast of a scoring player, and I mean, I think he has a chance to be a very good 2 guard, and if they were able to pull this off now, like, just look at this. They have a leaps and bounds better backcourt than they did last year, because if they do manage to pull off this trade and get Kemba, now their backcourt is Kemba and Colin Sexton. Last year's backcourt was J.R. Smith, the MVP of Game 1 in the Finals, and George Hill, the co-MVP of the NBA Finals. Both of those players choked the NBA Finals Game 1 at least, and they choked in it in one of the biggest moments. And I mean, they all around, they just didn't live up to expectations or play like they should. So I think with that new revamped backcourt, that would attract LeBron a ton. My third and final reason why it makes sense for the Cavs is that it would increase their pace a ton, as we've seen that teams like the Warriors, the Pelicans, and the Rockets, the faster pace you play, the better you're going to be. I mean, the Pelicans lost DeMarcus Cousins and played better because their pace was so much faster. I think it was like the second or the highest pace in the league, and one of the highest paces ever seen in the NBA. So I think like the faster you play, the better you're going to be. Warriors, another extremely fast-paced team. Same with the Rockets. I mean, those are 3 elite teams in the NBA. Maybe not the Pelicans, but the Warriors and the Rockets are definitely elite teams in the NBA and are finals contenders. And I think if the Cavs are going to be able to want to compete with the Warriors or the Rockets in the future, well, if you're able to add that fast pace to your team, I think it's going to help them. Because Colin Sexton, just look at it. Colin Sexton, extremely athletic, can run down the floor. He's a rookie, very young, agile. He can really just spread the floor and run. He would help that pace a ton. Kemba Walker, he likes to get out on the pace a lot, run, score, fast break points. LeBron James, one of the best fast break scorers in the game, if not the best fast break scorer in the game. And they have three extremely fast paced players, and I think it's going to help them a ton in next year if they're able to get Kemba Walker. But now, obviously, I can't just get into why it makes sense for the Cavs, because obviously the Charlotte Hornets are not going to make this trade unless it makes sense for them. So my first reason why it makes sense for the Charlotte Hornets is that they would be getting a nice pick in return. For a team that's rebuilding, they need every pick possible. And that Atlanta pick, I'm sure they'd be more than proud to take it. I'm sure, or even if Cleveland, they would just want any first round picks possible. Trust me, they want everything that's a possibility. They want everything going their way. So they want as much young talent as possible, and that's what the first pick is going to get them. So maybe that's probably going to be one of the biggest pieces in this trade. But my second reason, they're going to be getting a replacement point guard. Yes, George Hill, nowhere near the player Kemba Walker is. Kemba Walker is a much better player than George Hill, but I mean, he's still a solid veteran point guard that's going to be able to start for you. I mean, he's definitely a starting level point guard. He plays good defense. He can kind of score. Before the All-Star break, he was shooting at the highest percentage three-pointer. So I mean, he can score. He's a very good scorer. I think he was having like 20 points per game before he went to the Cavs. So he can score. He's a very solid point guard that you can definitely use on your team. No Kemba Walker, but you know, he's a good replacement. You could have worse. And then also, they still would have an all-star level player to build around. As Kevin Love, I mean, despite having a down season this year, was still an all-star level player. Still a 20 point per game scorer this year, except for in the finals where he did awful. But, I mean, besides the playoffs, he was a 20 point per game scorer. And we saw it seen with Minnesota. When he has a team by himself, he is a Hall of Fame type player. If he has his team around himself, he can be a very good player. Or if the offense just runs through him. And with Kevin Love, they will still have something to build their team around, and Larry Nance Jr. would be a nice little piece just to add along, another young player to have, maybe sign him under contract, get him under contract, let him develop a little bit. He showed signs that he could be pretty good for the Cavs. No telling what happens from there. I mean, Larry Nance could be a very good addition to the team, and I think it would make tons of sense for Charlotte to make this trade. But don't just hear it from me. I want y'all to comment below. Do you think that Charlotte will trade Kemba? Do you think that the Cavs are going to trade for Kemba? Who do you think they're going to go after? Do you think LeBron will stay? Where do you think LeBron's going to go if he doesn't stay? Comment all that below. If you have any video ideas you want me to make and I like them, I will comment. I will probably like the comment and then make the video on it right away. I'll give you credit in the video, so comment those below as well. Please don't mean the word to me. If you did like the video at any point, hit the like button and the subscribe button. That would literally mean the word to me. I would literally suck your entire cactus. And I hope you all have a blessed day, because I had a blessed day, so y'all need to have a blessed day. See you in tomorrow's video. Goodbye. Boo.